There's a lot of discussion around the future of performance management. And we believe no matter what sort of approach you take to performance management, there are some key principles that apply at all times. So we would like to share this with our viewers today. The number one tip we would like to share with our viewers is to create a learning environment. Creating a learning environment is very important because when we take a learning approach to the way we work, we demonstrate a particular value of believing in the bigger system. This means people can hear each other out, they can influence each other's thinking, they can build off of each other's thinking, which actually facilitates creativity and innovation. It also provides a psychologically safe environment. So people can voice their opinions, voice their concerns, ask questions, challenge one another. It actually helps build a stronger benchmark for the organization. The number two tip we would like to share with our viewers is to set SMART objectives. Objective setting starts at an organizational level. It starts at the high level and it cascades down to an individual level. And as important as it is to have that sort of alignment up and down, it's also equally important to have SMART objectives in place. And I don't know how familiar our viewers are with the SMART terminology, but when we say SMART objective, we mean specific, we mean measurable, we mean achievable, we mean relevant, and we mean time-bound. Having this sort of specificity in place actually helps our employees internalize what they need to do and help them understand what they are set out to achieve. Tip number three we would like to share with our viewers is to take a nurture focus rather than an evaluation focus to performance management. When managers are taking an evaluation focus to performance management, they're evaluating an employee for a period of time. So there may be a start, there may be an end, and they're usually looking backwards to kind of assess what has happened and what has not happened. That has a certain feel to an employee. When a manager takes a nurture approach or nurture focus to performance management, they're actually caring about the individual. They're there to support and coach the employee, coach their career development, guide them to help them reach their potential. It's a completely different conversation, and from an employee perspective, it feels much more like a supported one. So for that reason, we would certainly recommend our viewers to take a nurture focus rather than an evaluation focus to performance management. Tip number four we would like to share with our viewers is for them to consider training their managers. I can't tell you how many organizations we work with where managers are tasked to be involved in a performance management process, but they are not necessarily trained to do so. And it makes a difference. None of us are born with the skills to provide effective feedback. Many of us are not coaches by nature. We don't know how to do it. And so taking the time to invest in your manager's training makes a huge difference in the way how a manager approaches the discussion, as well as in the way how the employee receives it. The last tip we would like to share with our viewers is to ensure there is self-regulation to the process. In organizations, sometimes we lose sight of why we do things in the first place, and the process itself becomes the focus. It's very important that we actually monitor and measure what we do. And that data usually tells us what we are actually achieving or not achieving, or what might be the gap. And so having some sort of a process that would help us monitor the effectiveness of the performance management process itself would be quite helpful. The key takeaway we would like to leave with our viewers is that when done well, performance management can really help increase organizational effectiveness by helping drive business results, by engaging and empowering our employees, and by building a baseline for talent management. All of that together actually supports the life cycle of our employees.